We got a really good frost, and we're gonna have a frost every morning for about the next 4 or 5 days here, this part of March. And so what I'm gonna do is I got some of these food plots that I was talking about earlier in some of my videos on Booner School, the tips. And this is actually one of the ones that I was, videoing, talking about why I placed it where I did. But long story short, I'm gonna use some Game Changer clover here by Antler King this morning in here. And the reason I'm picking the Game Changer is because Game Changer clover is a little more geared towards, areas that the soil isn't as tilled up as much, or you've got, a little less sun. And so this area here gets quite a bit of shade. It does get sun too, but it gets quite a bit of shade and it gets some leaf cover. And I'm not going to retill this plot. I mean, this is an existing plot, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and just reseed it again with some of this frost seeding. And then as the spring comes on, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to spray it with clethodome to kill all the the grasses and stuff out of it and just keep the clover. And then I'll hit it with some Jolts by Antler King, and that will spike that, it'll give it that good growth here come this spring. I'll spike it with that Jolt here in probably, another month or so once this seed takes root from the frost seeding. A lot of people want to know what frost seeding is. Well, what frost seeding really is you can come in here and scatter the seed on top of this, existing plot. You can even do it on top of snow, it doesn't matter. And once the seed goes down in from the frost and then the thawing and the, frosting again and freezing and thawing, eventually it works that seed into the dirt and you get a seed cover. Well, the clover seed will germinate then, and then you pretty much replanted your plot without having to do all the hard labor. So one thing you want to remember too is you want to keep your settings on your, I just use one of these little broadcasters like this because you can really fine tune the setting to where you're not just wasting all your clover seed, I mean, you definitely want to spread it decently thick, but you don't want to just waste it because, frost seeding does not take as good as, a regular germinated plot, where you've tilled the seed bed and you fertilize it and you just did it all, brand new seeding. But it really helps keep this plot going. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my setting here and I'm going to just put it on 1 for right now, and this should be plenty for this kind of seed. So and now you can use trophy clover by Antler King or the Game Changer clover. It all works really good. I just prefer the Game Changer clover in the more the more shaded areas. Now the trophy clover, which I'll use in a little bit on a different plot on this farm, I'm going to use it because it gets a lot of sun all day long and it gets a lot of heavy browsing pressure, just like this. You can see this plot is just beat down, and so just trying to get it rejuvenated here, and then probably in another year or two I'll probably redo this one. I'm in a different plot, and this one's going to get more sun, and you can already see the sun starting to hit this plot, but you can see how this one's kind of coated, and so you can kind of tell the difference a little bit. But Antler King's really good about making all their seed specific products for certain things. And so just read the instructions, read the bags, call them up, whatever you want to do your research and you get the right, make sure you get the right seed. And that's a huge part of having a good food plot is, using the right applications, the right amount of fertilizer, all that stuff when you're actually initially starting your plot.